you say we go to film school? Film study professor Joe Fortunato's joining us this morning. And we're going to go back in time for a chilling movie for sure. I'll let Mr. Fortunato take it from there. Good morning, Joe.
A chilling movie for a chilling weekend, I guess, here in Ohio. We are looking today at the 35th anniversary of Silence of the Lambs from 1991, released in February of 1991, ironically released on Valentine's Day. Doesn't seem like quite a Valentine's Day movie, but that's when it was originally released. Directed by Jonathan Demme. It's based on the novel by Thomas Harris, and the screenplay was by Ted Talley. It stars, of course, Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins as the great Dr. Hannibal Lecter, one of the greatest villains of all time. In fact, I'll tip that AFI listed Hannibal Lecter as the greatest villain of all time on their 100 villains list. So pretty impressive resume there. This film is known as one of only 3 movies in history to win all 5 major Academy Awards. And when I say that, I mean Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Adapted Screenplay. That's only happened. It's only one of 3 movies, as I said. The others were It Happened One Night in 1934 and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in 1975. So that's an impressive medal on its chest of achievements there with Oscars. It actually was nominated for 2 more. So very critically acclaimed movie, which is ironic and a little bit unusual for a horror movie because they don't often get a lot of critical love. Interestingly enough, Hopkins, who won the Best Actor Oscar, is only on screen for about 16 minutes total. Yet his performance is considered one of the most frightening in film history, and it won him that Oscar. A couple of more AFI trivias. It's listed as number 74 as the greatest movie of all time. And the famous line, "A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti." I'm not going to try and do Hannibal Lecter, but that classic line was number 21. This prior to the release of Silence of the Lamb, the novel, Orion Pictures originally partnered with Gene Hackman to develop this film. When writer Ted Talley was about halfway through the first draft, Hackman withdrew from the project because his children wanted him to stop doing violent films. And then the financing fell through. However, the co-founder of Orion encouraged Talley to keep writing, and the studio eventually found its replacement and found its footing. It actually was also passed on by Steven Spielberg because they felt it was too out of character for Spielberg's kind of choices.
Jodie Foster was a unique selection in that role. That was at the height of her popularity in films, and I thought she was just outstanding in this role.
Yeah, and she wasn't the first choice. The first choice was Michelle Pfeiffer, who turned it down because of the film's darkness. Same thing with Meg Ryan, turned it down because of the violent subject matter. Also considered with Laura Dern and Gina Davis. Jodie Foster really actually petitioned for this role, and of course eventually got it and won an Oscar for it as well. Same is true with the role of Hannibal Lecter. Even though Anthony Hopkins, it's kind of hard to imagine anyone else. Sean Connery turned it down because the material was too disturbing. Jack Nicholson considered, but ultimately declined. De Niro, Hoffman, all names, kind of the who's who of Hollywood, as we always say. At any given time, eventually Hopkins got the role and won an Oscar for it. One of the things that director Jonathan Demme does is he has his actors look directly into the camera. This is true especially during Clarice's conversations with Lecter, making the audience feel like they're the ones being interrogated. So it's kind of an interesting production technique as well. The character of Buffalo Bill was inspired by multiple serial killers in real life. Ed Gein, Ted Bundy, several other lesser known ones, but that's a lineage as well for that movie. In the final shot, and I don't want to give away spoilers here, but in the final shot, Hannibal Lecter, his hat actually falls off as during the credits. Spoiler, I guess, but he's walking away. and his hat falls off. That's the only time he breaks character to retrieve his hat that falls off in the distance. So you can take a look at that if you go and watch it on your own.
There you go. Silence of the Lambs. Boy, what a great movie. And I have to be honest, that's one I haven't pulled out in quite some time. But you know what? It's a chilly weekend, a good weekend for movies. Might be time to pull that thing on out again. Joe, any information, website, and beyond what you're doing locally right now?
Yeah, I encourage everybody to go to my website, joefortunato.net. We've got a couple of things coming up here as we approach February. Believe it or not, Valentine's Day is just right around the corner, and I will be doing a lecture on the greatest romance of all time, Casablanca. That'll be on Valentine's Day at the Green Branch Library. That's February 14th at 11 a.m. And you can find that information on my website. That is free, and it's a lecture. It's not a screening, but I encourage everybody to come to that. And then start thinking ahead to our next Fortunato Film School live at Jilly's. We will be screening The Godfather, which is much requested by a lot of our fans out there. That'll be March 21st at 11 a.m. at Jilly's, and those tickets are available now. So you want to go get that. We'll be talking about it more in the month to come, of course. But all this, you can go to joefortunato.net and see the information and come out and see me.
Well, The Godfather is in my top 5 movies. I can hardly wait to take in you doing film school on The Godfather. I really can't wait for this presentation. And as Joe mentioned, get your tickets now. It's a great movie, and I'm sure Joe is going to take us behind the scenes many, many different ways. My friend, great visit again. Glad you're on board with us on this Friday morning. We'll do it again next week. Thanks, Joe.
I look forward to it. See you then.
All right, there you go. Film study professor Joe Fortunato taking us to film school on this Friday morning.